Further to my post this morning about the rainy season being over, and if you listen carefully, hear that? That's thunder. They said no more rain. That's thunder. Anyway, we'll see. So further to that post, I've come down here to do my daily walk here at Bang Wad again today, because I said that the rainy season was over. It's not going to rain anymore, and the reservoir is still 10 to 15 foot down below its normal level. So I'll just point that out and then put this to bed. Yeah, we just heard thunder, but if you look out over there, that looks pretty evil over there and towards those hills too. So I don't know which way the wind's blowing. I don't know if this is coming towards us or gonna bypass us. I don't know yet. Maybe by the end of the walk I will. Now this is the place where I normally take these water level videos, and nothing much has been changing here over the last couple of weeks, in fact. And what I'll do is I'll zoom into my ruler here and I'll mark off on a still of this. The yellow line is roughly where it was last year. I was here last November when I came here, and the red line is going to be its kind of nominal full position. So the yellow arrow is where the water was last time I was here, about April-ish, and the red arrow is about as full as it ever gets. I'll mark the same marks on here. Same two levels shown here. And as if on cue, here is the rain. I'm glad I decided to take shelter here when I did. I don't know, this looks as though it could be quite the downpour. Yes indeed. Well folks, you heard it from me, the rainy season is over. Who have they got forecasting for them anyway? Have they pulled Michael Fish out of retirement and sent him over here? Just for your benefit, Michael Fish is the guy famously back, I think it was in 1985 or 1987, on the evening of the big hurricane, told everyone not to worry because there wasn't going to be any problem. And then half of southern England was blown away. So, okay. Well, this will raise the level of the lake a little bit more. Not only with the water that's falling into it, it's got to be another inch, but all this is falling on the high ground, which seeps down, flows down into the lake, down the mountains, and seeps down into the water table. And I think this is pumping from the water table there. I think. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Not much in the way of a dry spot here. Rainy season is finished, guys. Holy mother of God, look at it blowing across the lake. Well, they gave themselves an out. They said, apart from the odd storm that's going to come through. Well, it didn't wait long, did it? before the odd storm decided to come through. My God. Yeah, soaking wet now. Even if this rain stops, I'm going to have to go home. I'm soaking wet, even being under here. And it is literally 10 minutes since the peak of that outburst. There's still thunder rolling around in the distance, but the sky's brightened up. It stopped raining, so I'm going to continue. I've even dried out, and I was getting seriously wet under the car, under the shelter, but even I've dried out. So anyway, it comes and goes fast. Bye. This is the foot of those steps, and I'm going to walk down there. It's not something I really want to do now the water's here, but you may remember me doing exactly this. When was it? The end of the dry season when I first came over here. Oh, it seems so long ago now. So we're going down, and I will try to. Now my guess is that round about here is maybe a couple further down. Round about here is where is the most I've ever seen it. If the water was to go right up to the top lip of that, which is the overspill, it would be over my head now, but it's never going to get that high. So all this from here all the way down to the water would be below the normal full water level, and go down a bit more, and round about here is the level it was when I was here last year, when it was full. So that's it, and you can still keep going down and down and down, and there, the rain has just started. So much for their bullshit about no more rain, eh? Now below this point here there is another flight of steps exactly like this, and then a flat stretch of ground that was all exposed at the end of the dry season, and I had that on video, and so I'll try to cut in a still of that as well. I never thought I'd do this, but here are the steps that lead down, so proceed, sir. Now we're moving down. I reckon about here is where it was in December when I was here last Christmas. So from now on we're descending where the water should be, and you can see it's a long way down. It's a long way down. Never thought I'd ever do this, and I may never do it again. And keep on going. And we're getting into the ragged ends of it now, where all the shite is deposited. The bottom of the stone wall. Look at all the shells. You can see this is normally underwater. Seashells on the seashore. And all this wood stuff here. It was probably left over when they built it. So, one small step for Graham Kind, and we're now on the bottom of the reservoir. You step very, very carefully here, because it could be bits of wood with nails sticking up, and if there is, I'm going to find it, don't you worry. So here we are, walking out on the bottom of the reservoir, and this old pal of mine here, now you see that line there, that is extreme, that is pretty well as high as I've ever seen it. So everything from there, you know, all the way down to there. Now I guess if I ever see the bottom of this tower, then the island is in extreme trouble as far as water is concerned, because that looks as though it's shelving off down there still pretty deep, so it's probably still pretty deep out there. But it's a great insight as to what the bottom of the lake looks like. I mean, this was an ordinary valley once upon a time, and until they built the dam, and this is what the bottom ends up looking like after a few years underwater. Obviously it's completely stripped of wildlife, and it just turns into sand. It's amazing where the sand actually comes from, isn't it? It's fantastic. I'm really so glad that, because it has been raining, but I'm really so glad that the water hasn't come up. In fact, the water has gone down. I think the water was down to about that line there when I was here 2 weeks ago, so it's already dropped another foot or so. Anyway, all that should be solid water, and I should be standing under, well, I don't know, 20-25 feet of water right now. There you go. Bang Wat Dam, Phuket, empty. Cheers. So that's where we are. I mean, I doubt very much if the water is ever gonna get much higher than this. So we'll see. If it does, I'll let you know. But this, according to the reports, is about the highest it's going to get. So it's going to be a long, dry season this year.